guys, what's going on, man? This is King Kachi and welcome to another Warframe video. And we all know about Saryn Prime. It's just dropped a couple days ago. So now we have our new Prime Warframe, and it's Saryn Prime. So pretty much I'm gonna go and talk about her as far as what they change with her, as far as with looks, and they give her new stuff as far as with her armor and her energy. Now, as you can see, the way she looks is freaking awesome. I like the hair. I like how her head design, how she looks, and that booty. That booty Prime is going all over the place. But that's not all with Saryn. As I was just mentioning, as far as with her power, she has a lot of energy. As you can see, she has 800 energy. I have Prime Flow on her. She's right up there with Volt Prime as the only two frames in the game that could go over 800. Well, not over 800, but exactly 800. But with the Endurance Drift, you could pretty much have it at, I think, around 825 or 815, somewhere around there. So that's a lot of energy to go with Saryn Prime. And also, another one of changes for Saryn Prime is that they give her more armor. At base, it's at 225. Now you could put agility, armored agility, you could put that on, you could put steel fiber. And once you have that on her, I think her armor shoots all the way up to like in the 500s. So that's a lot of armor for Saryn as well, for Saryn Prime. Now as far as overall, as far as how together, you know, you gotta be in the void, obviously. Now, in T1 mobile defense, you get the helmet. Now, as far as with the chassis, you gotta go to T3 survival rotation C. For the blueprint is T3 or T4 exterminate. Now, as far as what pattern is to get her first, I'd rather go for the chassis first, just because it's the hardest one to get, T3 survival. And once you get the chassis, you get the blueprint. It's a matter of just trying to go for the systems. The systems, you know, you gotta go to T3 mobile defense, I believe, to get her systems. I'll pretty much have it on the screen as far as the drops and whatnot. But I'm just pretty much thinking off the top of my head. I think I got most of her parts down correct as far as where she drops. But I'll put a link in the description and I'll put it up in the video right here as far as the drops for her. But someone was asking me, is she worth keeping? Now, if you're the type of like to use in miasma, you know, using Spore, Molt, and obviously Toxic Lash, well, she's obviously the frame for you. Now, obviously, with Toxic Lash, if you got the Contagion Cloud on, you can put the Spore on them, and at the same time, when you pop them, it will spread alongside with it, and at the same time, you get a little bit of energy as far as the alternate ability for it. So, that's a pretty good thing to note. But as far as with energy, I mean, come on now. I have so much energy, I really don't need anymore. So, Spore still has its use, but I make the best use out of it because you put power strength on it, and at the same time, when you pop the spores, it'll deal more damage to them over time. So I like having my spores. This is my spore pretty much build, because the duration Saryn is the best Saryn. Or if you like to go miasma, you can have power strength for your miasma. I have a power build for that as well. So when this mission is over, I'll pretty much show you guys how I build my Saryn. So yeah, I won't be confused as to which build is actually good. I've actually used the duration Saryn much more than my power strength one, just because in the void they have so much fucking not just say shield and armor, but at the same time I'd rather just drain their health so I don't have to deal with all that nonsense. So just gonna go and make my way to extraction, and oh wow, and I'll pretty much show you guys my Saryn build as far as with duration and duration and power strength. But overall, Saryn Prime is is well worth, getting, because, not just because of the design and how her body looks and whatnot, but just because she has more armor than her original, and she has more energy. Have even streamline on, like, you're set. You could do a lot of damage, with the miasma and the spores going off. You put the spore in the toxic glass, you start meleeing stuff, the spores will pop off and they'll just start spreading all over the place. The enemies will be dead within seconds. So they're gonna do another mobile defense, so I'm not gonna bother with that. And I'm just gonna show you guys my build. Now, as you can see, this is my duration for my Saryn, because this one I'm gonna be using spores exclusively. So I got prime continuity in there, transient. I have that maxed out. Rejuvenation, obviously, for the heal. Power drift to also help out with the power strength. I got Contagion Cloud, like I was mentioning. Once you get the kills off, it creates that little toxic cloud, but at the same time it'll pop off the spores. Vitality, obviously, for her health. Stretch, which is for the range. Constitution, for obviously for more duration and knockdown recovery. Prime Flow, which is, only rank 9. Once I max it out, it'll just get rid of that one capacity. And obviously I have Streamline. Like I said, all I need is Streamline and I'm pretty much good to go. And using spores don't even cost me all that much of, energy. So this is my duration build right here. Now let's go to the power. This, if you're using miasma exclusively, you need to have negative duration, because you want to corrode the area and kill them in one shot. You don't want them lingering around, because when they linger, that's where the duration comes in. Because the more duration, the less effective it really is. So you got to be the opposite. So the first build is for spores. This one is for miasma. That's why the duration is only at 12, which is negative duration. So I got a max blind rage, transient, intensify, power drift. Everything else you see is pretty much the same. The only thing is I have fleeting expertise and streamline, obviously to compensate for the blind rage, just because of the negative 55% power efficiency. 299 power strength. That's more than enough, and obviously I'm a shade under 300, but that's pretty much the max you could pretty much get out of your Saryn Prime when it comes to using, miasma. So if you want to check it out exclusively, if I could get to it, as you can see, miasma right there, 1,000 plus damage, while everything else, as you can see, this is just my power strength. Now if I move over, this is duration, pretty much the opposite. The only thing with miasma is at 595, which is still good, but I want to better use of my spores. So that's why you see the spores, at 34. But the 34 damage per second don't really go with that fully, because since I have my max transient fortitude, it will start to go up even more. You'll see 78 start ticking from those 78s to even 90. So when you stack the 90s, that will be in there, plus 18 seconds. So it'll keep ticking 90, times. Every second, 18. So 90 times 18. That's a lot of damage. So I pretty much have my Saryn Prime built that way. Like I said, as far as with the model, I'm loving it. I'm really loving it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And I'm going to check y'all later when I do my Nikana Prime build. So peace out, man. Check y'all later.